Well, what a day. Good morning. Just parked up in Penycloddiau and I'm heading out to the Clwydians, Penycloddiau, which is there. That's the summit I'm heading for this morning. As you can see, I'm walking in the opposite direction. Different route. I normally will head up straight up that road there, but I'm heading around. I'm actually walking into the centre of Penycloddiau, the village of Penycloddiau. Very early morning, early start. It's going to be a nice day, much nicer than the last walk that I did. Yeah, heading into Penycloddiau itself. Just come to the junction, turn right past the creamery, and then head on to the Bud Ferry Road, and then I start climbing then up the country, very narrow country lanes. But yeah, like I say, that's where I'm heading, up there, Penycloddiau, but via a different route. So this is Penycloddiau. Size of that tree. Ginormous. Right, so heading out of Penycloddiau now, past the creamery. And that mound right in front of you there, that's my destination, Penycloddiau. To the left you've got Moyle Park, and to the right, which you can't quite see from here, you've got Moyle Arthur. It's in between the two. But that's where I'm heading, via that way and up the country lanes. And I'll be joining the Kilforth Byway, and then make my way up over the summit, and then back down through Clwydian, and then back down into Penycloddiau. So that's my destination, right in ahead of you there, right in the centre of the shot, Penycloddiau. Another long distance walk, but a better day, better conditions. Very wet and windy last time I headed out into the Clwydians. It's the creamery. Arla. Absolutely ginormous place. Anyway, about half a mile down the road, or a quarter of a mile really, comes to the roundabout, straight across on the Bud Ferry Road, and then just a couple hundred yards, and I'll be turning off then up the narrow country lanes. It'll be climbing then, gaining a lot of height. So anyway, it's the creamery, or a bit of it anyway. It's absolutely massive place. Beautiful morning. So the shot, right in the centre, Penycloddiau. A beautiful morning. There's quite a bit of mist in the Vale, Vale of Clwyd, as I was driving up. It's only about 3 miles, and then I park up. But it's cleared now, it's all burnt off. So it should be a thank you. Should be a cracking day. Probably go to the, oh no, I thought that was a tanker going to the creamery, but it's not. So you get a lot of the tankers coming along this road heading to the creamery. But yeah, cracking morning. Weather should be good for the views. Camera record. Yeah. Alright, just turned off the main road, so we'll get a bit quieter now. Quieter, narrower and steeper. As you can see. Not too bad at the moment, but very shortly it'll begin to climb. Is there any car or... Oh no! Any car! As soon as I mention that, it's a car coming. I'll hang about here because it's a bit wider. I was just going to say, any car or anything coming, stand by the side because it's very narrow, but as soon as I mentioned that, a car came, appeared out of nowhere. Well, as it happened, I had a bit of a wide spot there, but higher I go up this road, it'll, well, it's getting narrow now, but it's amazing, isn't it? I just happened to mention car, C-A-R. Nope. It appeared, but yeah, you just have to stand right to the side, especially if it's a farm vehicle. Lecky fence right across there. Oh, chickens in the field. Makes a change. Yeah. Anyway, obviously, basically, I'll be gaining quite a bit of height soon. And on a day like today, it'll be fantastic views. You just get so used to it, it's the thing. But anyway, keep going. Right, another grand view this time of my destination. Well, it's a circular walk really, Penycloddiau. Right in the centre of the shot there, and just sort of halfway up between the field there you can see and the summit, roughly about halfway along, you've got the Clwydian byway. I'll be joining it somewhere there on this side. You have to bear with me if I'm not pointing because I can't see. I've got the GoPro and it's one of them with no screen at the back, so I can't see what I'm actually filming. But just to give you the rough idea, I'll be joining it just this side of the summit and then skirting round over the top and then down to Clwydian or Clwydian and then back down to Penycloddiau. So yeah, nice and quiet at the moment, just one car. Like I say, if you've got farm vehicles and stuff like that, you have to get right into the side because it's very narrow. Not gained much height at the moment, but the climbing is yet to come. Good long distance walk, no idea how long it is, never measured it. You can actually, I'll just yap for a bit longer, just come behind that tree. You can see Penycloddiau. I could carry on from Clwydian and go over the summit of Penycloddiau. I don't know yet, I'll decide. But if you can see a blip just right in the centre of the shot there, that's Penycloddiau. And yes, again, looking that way all over with this sun, you cannot see Penycloddiau, even though it's the highest of all the hills on the Clwydians, you can't see it from here. Right, that's my destination, Penycloddiau. I'll start climbing soon. This road will get very, very steep. Starting to gain a little bit of height now. Gradient is increasing, but not too bad. The midges are out though, I didn't think they'd be too bad. Last week when I was here, it was a damp day and the midges were a problem. But I didn't think it'd be too bad. But they are out about. Not as bad, but you just got to watch when you're climbing, you know, and you like that breathing. You breathe the blooming things in. But anyway, it's getting a bit of height, but it gets steeper. You can see probably a bit of the mist in the veil there. It was worse than that when I first started. It collects, you know, in the dip, but it'll burn off. Be a cracking day for the views. Right, onwards and upwards. It's start to gain a lot of height now. As you can see probably by this shot, the gradient is getting a little bit steep, not too bad, but it does get a lot steeper. So keep going. At the end of this section I'll be joining onto the Clwydian byway. And I turn left and then I got about a mile, is there, something like that. Like I said, don't measure these walks. And then I'll be heading up, leaving Clwydian byway, heading off over Penycloddiau. Down the other side I'll just make my way down Clwydian. Clwydian wood, coed is wood, Clwydian. Clwydian wood, if you can hear me. Right, there's no cars, it's jets. Right, gaining a bit of height now. Out of the sun, it's quite cool. So there must have been a bit of heat in that sun because I could feel it. And now I'm in the shelter in the trees. It's very, very cold. But yeah, gaining a lot of height now. This is where the climbing starts. Back out in the sun now. Just give you a quick view from here, from this height. Still a bit of mist in the vale there, but cleared that way. It's all burnt off there, but you can see, well, may not be able to make it out, but there's a lot of mist hanging. That's my destination, Penycloddiau. And I don't know if just to the left of that tree, just make out a line. That's the Clwydian byway. That's where I'll be joining it, just a bit that way and heading up. I'll be joining the byway, but that's my destination. I'll be heading up over the top and I'll be back down to Clwydian. Some heat in that sun. I'm sheltered under the trees there and the temperature plummeted. So anyway, keep going. A lot more climbing to be done. Right, looking in the right in the centre, the shot there. That's Dimbych. So I've driven from. Sometimes I walk from there to the Clwydians, but I've driven a lot of the time. I drive just only 3 mile. Park up in Penycloddiau and then just take your pick. Any walk you want, loads of walks. Can't beat it. Network of paths and routes and all sorts on the Clwydians. Like I say, normally, or usually I should say, not normally, park up, or if I'm heading towards Penycloddiau, I'd be going the opposite way to the way I started this morning. But this is a different route. There it is, Penycloddiau. I don't know if you can make out Clwydian byway there. It sort of skirts along sort of the base of it. It's a bit of a flat section and I'll be starting to climb again then. And as soon as I join Clwydian byway, I'll show you the view down into the vale. Absolutely cracking, especially on a day like this. Cracking view. Levelled off a bit now. Clwydian byway is just a couple 100 yards up there, just up the field, but I'll be carrying on the road. When I see these type of things, these rocks just in the middle of nowhere, which is that. Show you that for example. I mean, where's that come from? That must be probably millions of years old. You see, there's no rocks, nothing. Not even up there, not even on the road anywhere. It's just a lone boulder all by itself. always makes me think, you know, how did that get there? Massive thing, probably weighs several ton. And there's nothing else, no other rocks, nothing in sight. So always makes me think, how did that get there? Right, bit of a flat section now. That's the thing with this road. You get steep and then it levels off, then it climbs. Just gives you time to get your breath back. Beautiful day though, absolutely beautiful day. Or beautiful morning I should say. Don't know if I hold the camera still there, you can see the mist is burning off now. It was worse than that when I first started. It sort of collects, you know, in the vale, in the dip type of thing. Nice frosty start, but it's burning off now. And this is another road, another route that I take. I usually take this route when I park up in Bodfari, but I don't know if the camera, if I sort of stand by here, that is steep. That is ultra steep. So yeah, I'll just give you a quick view looking down to the vale. A couple of 100 yards I'll be turning off this road, and then it's about a few 100 yards and I'll be joining Cilford Byway then. Just give you a quick view. The vale right in the centre of the shot is Dimbych. Beautiful day. Absolutely cracking morning. Right, a few 100 yards and I'll be turning off then. And I'll be joining Cilford Byway. Climbing again now. And just the one car. Because when I turn off here now, definitely no cars. But I only just met the one car right at the start of this track. Just turned off the main road. I just happened to mention car and one appeared. Thought I was back of the mental. Anyway, turning off now up here. And it's straight onto the Cilford Byway now. A few 100 yards. I'll show you the view back down to the vale. Some heat in that sun now too. And yes, there is a house up here too. You'd have to, in the winter, you'd have to make sure that your fridge and your freezer is well stocked with food and booze. Imagine that. You fancied a few cans and you'd run out. In the winter and the snow and the ice, you'd never get down from this place. You'd be blocked in, you know, you'd never get down to civilization, so you fancied a couple of cans. Terrible. Nice, just up there, about 100 to 200 yards, something like that. It's the Cilford Byway. And I'll look back at I'll show you the Vale of Clwyd. Gained a lot of height now. Right, so I have just come up, got a bit of a climb. No cars though, I might get the odd walker, but no cars. No ponies. Right, this is Cilford Byway. That way heads to Clwydian, and that way, well, if you keep going, you carry on over Moyler Park, and don't really know how long Cilford Byway is, but a hell of a length. But I'll be turning off after about a mile, say mile and a half. But no jackets on these, are you? Considering how high up they are. I usually put, you know, these insulated jackets on them to keep them warm, but anyway. I got say 1.5 miles, something like that. Don't know if you can make it out. Just skirts along. Hopefully I'm pointing it, and then it goes round the corner and then a bit that way, then right over the top then over Penycloddiau. So yeah, but they're feeling the cold at night, unless they've got some sort of shelter down the bottom there. And normally, like I said, normally put jackets and things on them, keep them warm. Right, about 1.5 miles, and I'll be turning off Clwydian Byway and then straight up to the summit. And once I go over the summit of Penycloddiau, it's downhill all the way. I don't think I'll do Moel Arthur, not today. I'll just drop down through Clwydian, and it's just literally from the summit, literally it's downhill all the way back to Clwydian. So yeah, oh, I forgot to show you the view, didn't I? Unless you saw it when I was filming them horses, but yeah, anyway, I've got an even better view from the summit itself. Right, keep going. Relatively flat, this section. Then it turn off, and then the climbing begins again. Straight to the summit. Penycloddiau. Ancient hill fort, same as Moel Arthur. Right, centre of the shot. Hopefully you can see Denby. If I spin round, and hopefully you can see some white buildings and stuff. That's Bodfari. And sometimes I park up there and make my way up, you know, over Moyle Park and what have you, to the Clwydians. But as I said earlier, just choose your route. The one I prefer is parking up in Llandurnog and just pick a route, you know, either plan it beforehand or just on the day, just park up and decide which way you're going to go. But you know, I've done these walks now for years and years, so I know the area, so I don't have to look up walks and stuff like that. I just know all the routes and things, so just pick a different one every time. Right, some heat in this sun now, and the last few walks I keep meaning to show what I do a separate video, because I've got my Sony camcorder here, but I keep saying I'm going to do a video of what's in my day sack, what I carry. I haven't been able to do it because the weather has been so bad, but today it's lovely, so I probably might get around to doing it today on this walk actually. And there's no chance of the wind chill. You may have seen, and I did a follow-up video of it as well, the last walk that I did. It wasn't to Moel Arthur, that Moel Arthur was the one before, it's the one after Moel Arthur. And the weather, it was absolutely atrocious, which you'll see if you've seen the video. And it was the wind combined with the wet, and that's the killer. Wind is a killer normally, but my skin, my hands were wet, and that combination of the wet and the wind, and I think my body shut off the circulation. Well, it must have done, because I lost the use of my hands. I couldn't use my hands for about 3 hours after the walk. Literally, they were dead. Absolutely just, I could not use them. It took me ages to get the car key out. I had to try and hold it with 2 hands, and it took me ages trying to start the car and stuff like that. Putting the key in, the ignition and stuff. I just could not use my hands. And it lasted, like I say, probably about 3 hours. And it's the wind, the wet and the wind that did it. It was an exposed section, the last quarter of the walk. It came on so quick. I got the gear, got the stuff, I got a pair of Gore-Tex gloves and everything, but I just didn't put them on, just lazy. And that's what happened to me. I just could not use my hands. I had no blood in my hands. Like, I think my extremities, my feet were okay, but your body, it shuts off blood, it doesn't send blood to your extremities, and that's what happened to me. And I lost the use of my hands, but there's no chance of that today. It's absolutely beautiful. Like I say, it's the wind and the wet combined with the wet, it's twice as bad. Normally with just the wind is bad enough, but in the wet, that's the killer, and that's what happened to me. So like I say, experienced walker, been walking for When did I start now? It can be 40, 45 years. I've been going to Snowdonia and Oggy and the Clwydians, and I can still, and the weather can still get to you. You know, that's what happened to me. Blood circulation just drained out of my hands, and I just could not use my hands, literally could not use my hands. And it was about 3 hours after when the blood started coming back, and then my fingers started to move a little bit, and back to normal now. So yeah, it can happen to the best of us. But if I'd have hadn't been so lazy and put gloves on, I would have been alright, but no chance of that today anyway. Beautiful day. Right, I think this section warrants a GoPro shot, and I have talked about this before in the odd vlog, but you'll have seen the filming style that I've adopted now over the years. I don't use no tripods, I don't edit, just what you see is what you get, and I've adopted this style for years. I used to do it with a tripod, set up shots, walk into the camera, walking out a shot, and you know, editing it and stuff like that, and put a bit of background music, but I haven't done that for years. I've adopted this style of filming, so I think it reflects on the style of walking that I do. High altitude, rough, extreme weather, and I think this style of filming suits it. So that's how I've been filming now for years. As I say, I used to you know, set cameras up on tripods and stuff like that, but I haven't done that for years. I've adopted this style of filming, which I think reflects my style of walking. Right, keep going. Got about a mile to go and then I'll be turning off, heading my way up over the top of Penycloddiau. Like I said, no tripods. No editing. What you see is how I filmed it. Right, that's the Moyler Park mast. That path up there heads over Moyler Park, but just by that tree there I'll be turning off. And that's the last final push then, the last climbing section to the summit. Hopefully, if I hold the camera still, right in the centre of the shot, if you can see that smoke, looks like something's exploded. Just went woof, straight up in the air. Don't know what's that, what that's about. That's some serious amount of smoke. Whoa, gosh, muddy here, slippy. That's a serious amount of smoke. Something's on fire or something's just exploded. Didn't hear any noise. Just heading towards Liverpool that way, by the way. The sun, wow, you can't see where you're going. It's that bright. But yeah, don't know what that is. What's that all about? Either a fire, well, I don't know if it's a fire, but it's white smoke, but either that or something exploded. Anyway, onwards and upwards if I can see where I'm going. That sun dazzling. First walker I've met, or passed. God, that sun, I tell you. When you look up, you cannot see the path. It's that bright. Gaining some height now. Just this little bit, and then it levels off a bit, and then it's the final push then. That's the Moyler Park TV mast. That's Moyler Park summit itself. So yeah, bit of a climb now. Then it'll level off a tad, and then it's up to the summit, and then it's downhill all the way. Yay! Wow, that's welcome bit of heat, but God, it's dazzling. Very bright. Right, onwards and upwards. Bit of a breeze up here too, but nothing too serious. No need for gloves. Right, I think this warrants a GoPro POV, I think. Heading into the sun, so it should be well illuminated. Probably see the shadow of the GoPro on me, but as I said earlier, how I film it is what you get. No editing, nothing. It suits the style of my walking, and I've adopted it years ago now. Right, do the POV shot, and that's the first time. I think, well, it must be. On this walk I've done it years and years. And I don't know if you can see in the distance, well, just here in the foreground I should say, there's cows. Never ever, oh God, there's a pile of walkers heading towards me now. Pile of cows, never ever seen cows. Right, gang of walkers. Which is to be expected really. I'm on the main Offansdyke path. When I said pile, it's only 3, but when they came on the horizon it looked like there was about 10 of them. But at least you can keep 2 metre distance in this type of territory. Right, how far to go, and it'll level off a bit then. And then it's the final push to the summit, and then just drop down then towards Clwydian. There's more cows up the top here too. Never ever seen cows up here before. Sheep, yes, but never cows. Yeah, I just dropped down to Clwydian, and then it's just about 3 or 4 mile dropping down to Llandudnog. Cracking morning, can't beat it. Munching the grass. They look friendly anyway, they're not taking any notice of me. Wary of cows now, and it never used to be, but it's ever since I had that chase where this massive herd came after me and just about made it. So I'm wary of them now, but these look okay. They're not even stopping and looking, which they usually do. They just stare at you. These are just munching on the grass. So. Right, levels off a bit now. And the summit, I don't know if you can see in this sun, it's just there. I've just got about, I don't know, 3/4 of a mile, something like that. And that's the summit. I'll do a quick 180, and then, or even a slow 180 degree panoramic. Levels off here now, so, and then it's downhill then all the way. Nice circular walk, nice different route as well. They're stopping and looking at me now, but they seem friendly enough. Just about make out this Snowdonia Mountains. You see Tryfan, you won't see it in this camera, but and you can see Tryfan and the Snowdon Group, the horseshoe as they call it. But as I say, you won't see it in this camera because of the wide angle lens, but just about make it out today. Every single one of them is just standing there staring at me, but I don't know, they're not coming towards me anyway. That's one thing. There's another pile at the front there as well. I've never ever, in my years of walking this route, I've never ever come across cows. This is the first time I've ever seen cows, and they're all just standing there looking at me now. As long as they stay there and don't start coming towards me, then it's okay. Right, not far to go now. Seem friendly enough. But I mean, massive things, I tell you. Ginormous when you see them up close. Oh, the sun. Whew. Bit of a breeze, but not too bad. Give you an indication how big these things are. Absolutely massive. Don't want to argue with them. Hopefully they're all this side and not the other side. Anyway, I haven't got far to go. It's just up there now, about a quarter of a mile, something like that. Need a chopper in the distance there. Right, this is the summit of Penycloddiau. I'll give you a 180 as it's traditional. I'll give you the 180 GoPro style. GoPro POV style. Summit cairn of Penycloddiau. Beautiful morning. Got it all to myself. Just past them 3 walkers and that single walker, but I might meet someone heading down, but got the summit to myself. So that's it. GoPro POV. Summit of Penycloddiau. And in the distance, hopefully I'll hold that in a steady. I probably won't be able to see it because of the sun, but right in the centre of the shot is Moel Famau. You can actually see it. You can see the Jubilee Tower, like a little pimple on the top. Right, it's downhill literally all the way now. Yay! All the way down to Llandyrnog via Clwydian, which is Llandyrnog Wood. Downhill, bring it on. Did have it all to myself. That you've got to expect walkers on this path. It's not as busy as Moel Famau though, obviously, basically. Right, there's actually some heat in that sun. Not as windy this side. It's looking down to the Vale, the Clwyd. But yeah, it is. You just feel the bit of taking the edge off. That sun, oh, that's bright. Dropping down. Next stop, Penycloddiau, Llandyrnog. Llandyrnog. 2 more walkers coming that way with the dogs, but heading down now into the Clwyd, into the wood, and I'll show you a route that I take. Instead of heading down towards the Penycloddiau car park, I turn off. I'll show you now. Still downhill all the way. Yeah, instead of going up that way, I head down this way. It joins onto the lower one of the lower tracks. Bypasses the car park. Makes the walk a bit quieter as well. You don't fancy bumping into walkers and stuff like that. So it just joins onto the track here. A lot quieter. Saying that now, probably a group of about 20 will come round the corner. Okay, directly ahead of me there, the skyline, that's Moel Arthur. Mulvanmai's vanished again. Keeps appearing and then disappearing. But anyway, that's Moel Arthur. I won't be doing that today. I could carry on over the top and then back down, but I'll just cut down through Clwydian, which is this area here. Beautiful day. Car park's pretty busy. Quite full, there's a lot of walkers out. Something I've never done is parked up here. And there's a lot of people that come up, you know, and they park up here and they go for a wander. But that's one thing I've never done. It's cheating. I've always parked in Llandudnog, either Llandudnog or Bod Ferry. To, you know, make a walk of it. That's the way I look at things. It's a few miles before you start climbing up into the Clwydian, so get yourself warmed up, isn't it? Right, dropping down now. This is Clwydian Wood. Okay, I'm just about to leave Clwydian, so that'll be the end of the video. It's not the end of the walk, I've still got about 3 or 4 miles, just a road section, just dropping down into Llandudnog. But I will end the video here. So, as always, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.